Donald Trump has lashed out at a number of perceived enemies after the publication of the long-awaited Mueller report, which painted a damning portrait of the president's conduct since taking office. Mr. Trump attacked overnight the media, a federal investigator and former FBI official, all while claiming there wasn't any evidence he committed a crime. The 450-page document, released in redacted form on Thursday, in fact outlined numerous instances in which Mr. Trump tried to obstruct the investigation, potential crimes Mr. Mueller declined to reach conclusions on. In issuing a subpoena for Robert Mueller's report and its underlying evidence, House Judiciary Chairman Gerald Nadler said it now falls to Congress to determine the full scope of that alleged misconduct and to decide what steps we must take going forward. My committee needs and is entitled to the full version of the report and the underlying evidence consistent with past practice, he said. Mr. Nadler added he is willing to work with the Justice Department to reach a reasonable accommodation for access to these materials. However, I cannot accept any proposal which leaves most of Congress in the dark, as they grapple with their duties of legislation, oversight and constitutional accountability. An explosive New York Times report paints an inside look of the White House under Donald Trump. Sarah Sanders is getting grilled over her untruths discovered by the Mueller report. The White House press secretary joined Good Morning America today to defend herself in the wake of the report. As the House Judiciary Committee issued its subpoena, Mr. Trump traveled from Mar-a-Lago to his golf course in West Palm. Some commentators on the left believe the U.S. media has been too soft in light of the report, arguing that if the roles were reversed and this was a Democrat president, their colleagues in Congress would have had their feet held to the fire. Breaking: House Judiciary Committee issues the Justice Department with a subpoena demanding a full, unredacted version of the Mueller report. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the Mueller report has convinced her that Donald Trump must be impeached. The congresswoman said she had resisted calling for the president to undergo investigation, and that she would rather work on other priorities, but that the behavior detailed in the newly released report had forced her to back calls for his removal. Ocasio-Cortez said she took no pleasure in the discussion, but the report squarely puts this on our doorstep. Pete Buttigieg, a rising force in the Democratic presidential nominee race, has shared his take on the fallout from the Mueller report. Kyle Cheney, a Washington, D.C. reporter for Politico, points out a pertinent error in Attorney General William Barr's summary to Congress of the Mueller report. In at least two instances, Robert Mueller did not provide evidence both ways. The key sentence is highlighted in the tweet below. In his detailing of Donald Trump's efforts to have Duncan fire Mueller, and his request that Corey Lewandowski pressure Jeff Sessions to end the investigation, Mueller presented no mitigating evidence. Sarah Sanders is taking to morning TV to claim her only slip-up was to misleadingly use the word countless when discussing the number of FBI officials who wanted to see the firing of James Comey. Fox News appears to be going down a conspiracy hole, with one guest questioning whether the U.S. government used an asset to feed misinformation to a former Trump campaign aide in a ruse to later launch an investigation against the president. Donald Trump has come a long way in less than 4 weeks with his Mueller report messaging. From total exoneration to total bullshit. Donald Trump, the president of the USA, is now swearing in tweets, surely the first time ever a president has sworn in a public statement, to attack the Mueller report. It's a follow-up to his tweet below, in which he cautions against people who take notes. It appears to be a thinly veiled swipe against his former White House counsel Duncan. The report detailed how Mr. Trump was perplexed at the time about Duncan's note-taking. Donald Trump has tweeted for the first time this morning, furiously railing against certain people who provided written documentation to the special counsel investigation. Opinion: Donald Trump tried to get his version of events out first. Typically, it consisted of a single word, in a tweet, in capitals, exonerated. Today we finally got to see the authorized version and, to no one's surprise, it consists of the direct opposite, but in a long report, in lowercase, and hedged about with qualifications. Robert Mueller, the independent counsel, did not conclude that the president committed a crime. but he also did not exonerate him. The picture painted by the report is not a flattering one of the president. The verbatim account of his response to the appointment of Mr. Mueller to investigate links between Russia and the Trump election campaign is colorfully plausible. "Oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency." Sarah Sanders is making her way around the morning news shows attempting to defend the misleading statements she made to the public, which has been exposed by details revealed in the Mueller report.